Well, experts have said for a long time that our kids will not live as long as us. They will be the first generation in America which the children do not live as long as the parents. This is very, very scary stuff. And, of course, I hold the medical system responsible. They have failed us terribly in many, many areas, and this is another one where children are not going to live as long as us. What on earth is going on here? Well, there are many problems that they have created. Number one, we had the 7-food group pyramid. We had the 4-food group plate. And this is very simplistic for something that's so important. And our baby food formulas are well-respected. Things like Gerber, Similac, Enfamil have less than 20% of the minerals and vitamins that our kids require. Dog food has 100%. Chicken food has 100%. Sheep, pig, horse, cow food has 100%. And our babies and grandbabies have less than 20% of what they require. What on earth is going on here? Well, that's because the formulas are designed and formulated by pediatricians who have little or no training in real nutrition. They're more interested in ratios of protein and carbohydrates than they are in real nutrition. The 90 essential nutrients, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. And as a result, we Americans now rank 92nd in the world when it comes to healthfulness. There's 91 other nations whose peoples are healthier than us. We rank 60th in longevity. There's 59 other nations whose peoples live longer than us. And God forgive us, we rank 41st when it comes to live births and first-month survivability of babies. What is going on? Well, we're going to have to take over here. What's going to happen is parents and grandparents have to take over the responsibility for their kids and not give it over to the doctor. Say, well, I'm taking them to the pediatrician every year. I'm taking the pediatrician every month. I go to the OBGYN every time. Of course, he's more interested in the ladies' cervixes and their breasts than he is about their future babies. And they don't spend 10 minutes talking to women about their nutrition required to have normal babies. I want you to get the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Again, Epigenetics, my newest book, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. And you'll realize that by handing over the responsibility for our health to the doctors, Americans have made a huge error. And basically, they've led us down a primrose path saying, look, you get sick, you're eating the 4 food groups, you get sick, it's because you got a bad gene. And you're lucky because we have 850 genetic screening tests. We have all these biotech companies that are working day and night to find a good gene they can genetically engineer and to replacing your bad genes, and everything will be fine. Well, even James Watson of Watson and Crick, the pair of guys that 1962 got the Nobel Prize for their proposal in 1953 that the DNA was a double helix. Well, the human genome was published in 2003, and in 2013, March 22nd of 2013, James Watson was asked to give a status report to 300 Nobel Prize laureates and heads of departments of genetics and a handful of medical reporters at the Salk Institute and the University of California, San Diego. And the first words out of his mouth was, you can sequence 150,000 people a day for their genetic code, and you're not going to solve the problem of cancer and diabetes and other diseases thought to be genetically transmitted because it's not genetics. It's chemistry. It's biochemistry, a.k.a. nutrition. And, of course, everybody was flabbergasted in the room because they thought he was going to say, well, in the next 5 years, you can look for these 10 diseases to be resolved through genetic engineering. And after 60 years in the field of genetics, getting a Nobel Prize for the structure, the double helix structure of the DNA, after 60 years of working at the various universities, including the Cold Springs Harbor facility on the East Coast, where they looked at and actually did all these experiments on genetics. In fact, James Watson said, all the experiments we've done over the last 60 years are irrelevant. Again, because it's not genetics, it's all chemistry, biochemistry, a.k.a. nutrition. Well, the classic diseases, I'm very familiar with 2 of them. Cystic fibrosis. I was fired in 1978 from Emory University and the Yerkes Primate Center for discovering the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis and showing very clearly that it's not a genetically transmitted disease either in animals or people. It's a simple deficiency of the trace mineral selenium during pregnancy and perinatal. Well, found the cause, prevention, and cure of muscular dystrophy. Gave that to Jerry Lewis and asked him if he wanted to be the one to make the news release that we had found the cure. He takes it to the Muscular Dystrophy Foundation. They fire Jerry Lewis. Well, guess what? Mad cow disease is not caused by prions. Mad cow disease is caused by a simple copper deficiency. And then all this stuff, the things that doctors have just hung their hats on as being the answer to all these things, they are not. And we have lost so many people, millions of people have died unnecessarily because of their failed medical theories. The halls of science are filled with thousands of failed medical theories. Oh, yes, don't forget the saturated fat one. There's one. Cover story, Time magazine. Eat more butter because butter is saturated fat's good for you. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I thought we'd talk a bit about digestion, as I've got a CNN story where the headline reads, 4 Habits for a Healthy Gut. They say research is linking the health of the gut to the entire digestive system, particularly the stomach, intestines, and colon. And according to Dr. Mark Lipanis, a medical director at the Canyon Ranch Health Resort, he says, new data shows that the gut is critical to our well-being. But I think he should get the buzzer on that one because that's not new data. I mean, you've been talking about this stuff for years.
Well, he got the buzzer. Shouldn't I get the...
You get the flourish, though.
Oh, yeah. We've known, of course, in fact... this goes back, thousands of years ago. The old doctors, thousands of years ago, as one place had it right, they said death begins in the colon. And people think all this stuff on gluten is a new thing. Even in the Egyptian papyri 5,000 years ago, all their accumulated medical data, they knew there were people who had trouble consuming wheat and barley and rye and oats. Appendicitis is caused by gluten intolerance. Things like irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel syndromes are caused by gluten intolerance. Diverticulitis is a gluten intolerance. Celiac disease is a gluten intolerance. And then you have colitis, and ulcerative colitis is due to a gluten intolerance. And then, of course, the big one, Crohn's disease, is caused by gluten intolerance. And all doctors want to do is take your appendix out, take your intestines out, and that's because they missed it. Doctors missed it for 5,000 years. It's another one of those dead medical theories that they want to say these diseases are autoimmune, and you have to take cortisone, prednisone, have your intestines cut out. Now, you tell me, Doug, you've been with me for almost 20 years, and why would you take somebody's intestines out when they have an absorption problem?
If you have a Mercedes payment to make.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. Exactly. They've turned the American public into an ATM machine, and I'll give you an exact figure. According to the Institute of Medicine, which is the ethics watchdog for the medical system, they're doing a lousy job, by the way. They said each year, there's a yearly figure, medical doctors defraud their patients of $750 billion a year. That's $750 billion by overbilling for things they did and billing for things they didn't even do. 30 cents out of every billed dollar to patients and the patient's insurance company is fraudulent, amounting to $750 billion a year. Bernie Madoff went to jail for life for defrauding his investors of $3 billion. Here you have one group of people, the medical system, who defraud their customers of $750 billion, and nobody goes to jail for that. They kill, injure, and infect 15 million of their patients in their workplace every year. Nobody gets an OSHA ticket. We have to take this thing away from them so that we can be in control here. They have failed us beyond comprehension. Can you imagine what would happen if a fast food place was to kill, injure, and infect 15 million customers in their workplace? What would happen, Doug, if a commercial airlines were to kill, injure, and infect 15 million passengers every year?
We'd all be riding the train.
We'd all be riding the train. You got it. We'd all be cooking at home.
Riding bicycles to work.
Yeah. And so we have to take, and this is again where the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the book Immortality, and the book Rare Earth Cures. Learn why these top 20 longevity cultures live so long. And by the way, Doug, These cultures don't have doctors. They don't have private government insurance. They don't have clinics or hospitals. And yet, they have 40 times 100-year-olds we do. We don't live as long because we get killed more often. Whoa. Well, thank you, Doug. You did a great job as usual, and we'll be back with more truth, justice, and the longevity way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Riverside, California. And Dan, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Dan, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. I just 9 days ago ordered I have type 2 diabetes, neuropathy, hands and feet, and I have a diabetic ulcer on the ball of my right foot. The day I got your product, the Healthy Blood Pack, my blood sugar was 389. This morning, it was 203.
Oh, fabulous. Dropped to third. That's perfect.
Fantastic. The swelling in my right foot has gone down. And I heard you speaking on the Ultimate Daily 180 for the circulation. And I just ordered that, but I was wondering, what else can I take to help heal this ulcer on the bottom of my foot? It's about the size of a dime.
Okay. Well, the ulcers are very easy. What you want to do is get our Envision Colloidal Silver, and you can keep that little ulcer wet with the colloidal silver for about 10, 15 minutes, 3 or 4 times a day. And what I would do is get 2 of the bottles of our glucogel, which is a source of collagen and glucosamine, chondroitin sulfate, hyaluronic acid. If you bought them all together, one by one, it costs you 10 times as much. So I think we've done a good job of giving you a great product that is very, very economical. And I would take, what do you weigh, sir?
165, about 6 feet, which, I would love to gain a little weight.
Yeah, we can help you do that too. But, let's deal with the diabetes first. And so, what I would do is take 2 of the Healthy Blood Sugar Packs per month. That would be 1 ounce of the Osteo twice a day, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals twice a day, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, and 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. And then, of course, as you say, I'd also throw in for the neuropathy, there's 15 glucogel a day. And then with the 2 Healthy Blood Sugar Packs, you're going to take 4 of the Sweeties twice a day, 4 Sweeties twice a day. And as you're doing, you take your fasting blood sugar in the morning before you medicate yourself. And as that blood sugar drops, and it'll get down below 100. It could be in a week. It could be 2 weeks, very quickly, because you responded. Your blood sugar went down 30% just almost overnight. And so it's not unusual. Some people, they'll go from a 400 sugar, the next day it's 98, the next day it's 68. And so you want to be sure that you're cutting your medication, be it insulin or tablets, so you don't overdo it there. The diabetic ulcers go away, certainly the neuropathy with the extra glucogel and the Envision Silver, Colloidal Silver, all this stuff goes away. You'll be a new man. Give me a call every 2 weeks, Dan. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Carl, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Carl, you're on the air.
Yes, sir, Dr. Wallach. I got about 3 things at least I want to talk about. First of all, I was able to come completely off my diabetes medication. I was on metformin twice a day. And
how long have you been a diabetic, sir?
Well, quite a few years, but I've been on the product ever since February. I was there in Montgomery, I was telling you about it.
But the answer to the question is, were you a diabetic for 2 years, 5 years, 20 years?
Well, probably 10 years that I know or more.
10 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and just in a couple of months on the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, it's gone.
Okay, and I've been on it since February, and I'm completely off my medication. My blood sugar stays in the 90s.
Well, congratulations. You're doing a great job.
Yes, sir. I want to know, what do I do to make it better and to maintain it? I take 1 enzyme every time, 15, 20 minutes before I eat, and I take the floor at night, and I'm still on my 2 packs every month, plus my Sweeties.
Okay, and, how much do you weigh, Carl?
I weigh about 210, 10 to 11.
Okay, no, that's about right. That's about the right dosage. And certainly you can help with your diet. Do you have any history of any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea?
Well, every once in a while, I get a little bumpy rash.
Okay.
On my back or somewhere like that.
Okay, on your thighs or back of your arms, anything?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's called keratosis, Keratosis, and that's due to a vitamin A deficiency, which is secondary to gluten intolerance, because you can't absorb vitamin A or beta carotene very easily because it's a big molecule. And so it sounds like you're right on track. And let's see, are these other two questions related to yourself or other people?
For myself.
Okay, so let's go on with the second one. I'm going to throw Shar here in a second, but give us your second question now.
Okay. I was told that part of my thyroid is destroyed. So I'm on the Ocean Gold now.
Okay.
And I want to know exactly how much and when to take it.
Okay.
Of the Ocean Gold.
Okay, Shar, that's a Shar thing. He weighs 200 pounds. How much of the Ocean's Gold should he take, and how should he take it?
He should take 6 a day.
Okay, 3 twice a day.
Yeah.
And how many bottles would that be a month?
2.
Okay. And I would also throw one more thing in your diet. Stay away from cruciferous vegetables. In addition to staying away from sugar, which includes juices and dried and fresh fruit and so forth, you get everything you need from vegetables that you might get from fruit. You need to stay away from fried foods, processed meats, oils, and gluten. No wheat, barley, rye, oats. But you also have to stay away from cruciferous vegetables. We're talking about cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and kale. And hang on, we'll come back with your third question, Carl, after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Alabama. And Carl, third question.
Yes, sir. I have a soreness on both sides, which is right around where my adrenal glands are.
Okay, in your back.
Yes, and it causes a soreness all the way around my back at that point. And I'm wondering what could that be? And would I take a shot every week for testosterone? My testosterone numbers got down to 92 at one time, and right now I'm on 1.0 on the shot.
Okay, well, let's stop there for a minute. Let's stop up there for a minute and back up a little bit. The soreness here on your back, now what happens when you lay down flat? Does it go away? Does it get worse?
Well, a lot of times it gets a little worse sometimes from when I lay down.
Okay, good. That's very useful information. And does that soreness in your back, does it ever go down onto your rump, down on your butt?
Well, not anymore. It just stays right around that.
But did it used to? Did it used to go down your leg a little bit?
Yes, sir. But I had surgery on my back, and that took care of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Well, this may be a residual thing in the back, something like what we call sciatica, and I don't know whether they cut your nerves, your sciatic nerves, or what they did. Sometimes they'll make the space between the vertebrae bigger by chopping off some of the vertebrae. Or they can put in an artificial disc and spread the vertebrae a little bit. There's all kinds of things they'll do surgically. But what would you do for a peripheral neuropathy, Shar, where he's got pain in his back, sometimes goes down his rump a little bit? What would you do to add to all his program to help support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between the vertebrae? What would you give him?
I'd give him 15 glucogel a day, 5 with each meal.
Okay, how many large bottles a month would that take?
2, I think.
2, yep, exactly, perfect. Okay, 15 glucogel a day. Carl, 5 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shar said she's right on. And give us a call every 2 weeks. We want to know your blood sugar, we want to know your weight, and we want to know how these little bits and pieces are going. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Atlanta, Georgia. And Sandy, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Sandy, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi, how can we help you?
Dr. Wallace, I have a dialysis, hypertension, osteoporosis. I have no cartilage in my right knee and hypothyroidism, and I get bruises real bad.
Are you on Coumadin? Wait a minute. Are you on Coumadin or blood thinner?
They were giving me a blood thinner, but I asked them to stop.
Okay, how long ago did you stop?
About a couple of months ago.
Okay, how much do you weigh, Sandy?
145.
Okay, and how old are you, dear?
65.
Okay. All right. Do you have any history of skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis?
Just dry skin.
Dry skin, okay. Any history of constipation or diarrhea?
Yeah, both. Off and
Both,
on,
yeah.
both.
It can alternate. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And did you have any children or brothers and sisters that have asthma or bronchitis, or yourself?
I haven't been diagnosed, but I do think that I have asthma.
Do you get wheezing sometimes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any children or brothers and sisters with that?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know.
Sure. Okay. All right, Shar?
Yeah.
This is a Shar thing.
Oh, she's got a gluten intolerance, and there's no question about it.
Yep. And let's see here. She's on dialysis. Okay, she's got kidney failure. She's got high blood pressure. Do you also have diabetes, Sandy?
I was told at one time I was pre-diabetic, but I don't think so anymore.
Okay. So she have high blood pressure. She's got she's on dialysis. She's got low thyroid. And let's see here what else. Osteoporosis. Mm-hmm.
So she's on the border, but she needs a healthy. Boy, she needs everything. She needs a healthy bone and joint pack, and she also needs to take some Ocean's Gold for the thyroid.
Mm-hmm. And what would you give her for the dialysis?
Ultimate Daily to open up all those afferent arteries.
Yeah, and guess what? She's going to get benefit for her high blood pressure, too, when she gets the Ultimate Dailies, won't she?
Right, exactly, yes.
Okay, super. 145 pounds, 65 years old, and having to take all this stuff, I would take one healthy bone and joint pack, as Shar says. Take one healthy bone and joint pack. Get an extra bottle of glucogel, so you can take 15 of those a day. The thyroid, what would you give her for the thyroid?
Ocean's Gold.
Ocean Gold, 3 of those twice a day. It's 2 bottles a month. The dialysis, I'd go ahead and take 1 bottle a month of the Ultimate Daily, as Shar said, and that would be 3 twice a day. And let's see here, the high blood pressure and the dialysis, the Ultimate Daily tablets 3 twice a day. And it's designed to support and promote healthy blood flow through the obstructed arteries, allowing for more filtration. So your creatinine levels will go down into the normal range, glomerular filtration rate goes up, and blood pressure comes down. And the bone-to-bone arthritis, because of the 2 bottles of glucogel, 15 a day, we will support and promote maintenance and repair of that cartilage. Give us a call every couple of weeks, Sandy. You're going to be a new woman. Okay? You're going to be a new woman. Okay, Doug, we got time to start another one?
We certainly do. Let's head to Chesapeake, Virginia. And Cindy, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Cindy. You're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. I am a type 1 diabetic.
Okay.
48 years. Okay.
Type 1, okay.
I have severe diabetic neuropathy. Both feet, 4 inches above ankles.
Mm-hmm.
Both hands, 3 inches above the wrist. And in both hands, I have diabetic hand syndrome. That's not the end, unfortunately.
Okay, what else you got?
Okay, I am going through something called hypotropic drug withdrawal. I'm in my 10th month.
Okay, what drugs? Okay, wait a minute. What drugs are you withdrawing from?
I will give you the names of them.
No, just tell me the category. Just tell me the category.
One was an opioid.
Okay, is this for pain?
Yes.
Okay.
Then bipolar, insomnia, and anxiety. I'm off of all of those meds.
I missed that last part. You're also what?
I had to come off of my medication for anxiety.
Yeah.
That's the one you're asking for.
Okay.
There are other things that I have, but...
What do you weigh?
I weigh 193 pounds right now.
And how tall are you?
I'm 5'6.5".
Okay. All right. So type 1 diabetes. Shar, what would you do for type 1 diabetes?
Well, she still needs 2 healthy blood and sugar packs anyway, but she'll,
Exactly. Yeah, Char's exactly right. The same program will help. What will happen is your medication levels will go down. Let's say instead of giving yourself insulin 4, 5, 6 times a day, you might get away with doing it once or twice a day. Instead of testing yourself 4, 5, 6 times a day, you may get away with testing yourself once or twice a day. And, of course, in addition to the 2 healthy blood sugar packs, what would you give her for the neuropathy, Char?
Ultimate Daily.
Ultimate Daily. Okay. And also the glucogel. Ultimate Daily 3 twice a day. That's 1 bottle a month. And the glucogel 5 3 times a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And the bipolar, all that kind of stuff. I would also take the de-stress capsules. Take 3 of those 3 times a day. That's 3 bottles a month, 9 a day. Call us every couple of weeks. I want numbers. I want your weight. I want blood sugar and all that kind of stuff. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Young Judy, 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to New York City, New York. And Jeff, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Jeff, you're on the air.
Yeah, hey, Dr. Wallach. Nice to speak with you.
Thank you, sir. How can we help you?
Okay, yeah, I have a 12-year-old daughter. She's adopted from China when she was a year. And she suffers from, a few things. First, speech and language disability, and she's in a special school for that, and she's both emotionally and scholastically years behind. Additionally, something more palpable, I guess, she was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, though...
Thyroid, and she's 12 years old?
12, yeah. The doctor didn't recommend any, quote, medicine yet, so it wasn't advanced or anything like that.
Okay, now, wait a minute. The speech and language thing... and how old was she when you adopted her?
She was a year. She'd been abandoned at 6.5 months in front of an orphanage.
Okay, so she essentially grew up as an American.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so the speech...
and her mother's an occupational therapist, so she could pick this up.
Okay, her adoptive mother.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not like she came here at 10 years old and she's having to struggle learning the language. She grew up with the language.
Yes.
And so is this a developmental thing where she was born this way?
They think something developmental. I mean, we brought it to a pediatric neurologist, and he even had an MRI in the brain. He said, "Well, the brain's okay, but there's some neurological something or other that she must have gotten."
Does she have any physical things? Like minor cerebral palsy or club feet or any belly button hernias or anything like that?
No, nothing like that. She also, I don't know if it's part of this, but when she gets mosquito bites, she picks them till they bleed, and I don't know what that is. I thought about your animals who crib and, to get their minerals. So.
Sure. Did she ever get skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis?
She had hives a few years ago.
Okay. Did you ever have anything that would be like asthma or bronchitis or respiratory stuff?
No, that she hasn't had.
Okay. What about bowel things? Did you ever get constipation, diarrhea, bloating, anything like that?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, maybe some of that. I don't know about bloating, but some of that. And she's probably average. She weighs about 110 pounds, and she's about 5'1".
Okay. Well, it won't hurt to put her and everybody in the household on a gluten-free diet.
Okay, yeah, I'm on one myself.
yeah, I'd put her on the same gluten-free diet. The Chinese grow up and live on rice and sweet potatoes, have little contact. The northeastern part of China eats a lot of wheat, but most of China is on rice and sweet potatoes. They don't get it.
She's from the Sichuan area.
Yeah, very good. Okay. And so these folks that do have a potential gluten intolerance, they just, by their cultural diet, don't get the symptoms. They come to a place like us where wheat's and everything, they're going to have some problems. And then, so I'd give her that. And then, have you started her on the program at all?
Not with her. I mean, with myself, I'm taking longevity since October.
Okay, well, I'd put her on a healthy blood sugar pack. Give her one. She's 110 pounds. Give her half a dose of everything. Give her 2 of the sweeties twice a day. Okay. A tablespoon of a half ounce of the osteo twice a day. 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals. There would also be 1 of the EFA pluses at breakfast and 2 EFA pluses at dinner time, so she doesn't have to deal with anything at school. The thyroid, I would go ahead and give her 1 bottle a month of the Ocean's Gold, and I would give her 2 at breakfast and 2 at dinner. And let's start there. Does she work a computer at all? Does she do pretty good on the computer?
Yeah, actually, she does pretty good on the computer.
Good. Well, that tells you that a lot of the wiring is good. If she can work a computer, that's very, very good. But let's give her that nutrition and keep her away from the bad stuff, the fried foods, the processed meats, the oils, the gluten. And I'd also keep her away, because she has a little bit of thyroid problems, keep her away from cruciferous vegetables, things like cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale. And then call us every couple of weeks if you would, Jeff. And we'd love to hear how this child is doing, and we'll walk you guys through this, and we'll get max what we can get. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Really great questions and testimonies today. Thank you much, Shar. Ms. Shar, very good stuff. Good job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Billy. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.